going? Hey, Cobra Mel, Steven Fuchsia, what's up? What is the up? How's everyone doing? I hope everything is fine. Some ASMR. Hey, Epoch, how's it going? So, any topic suggestions? Please throw them my way. Ideally in the fantasy direction. Let's do some fantasy, I feel like. Doing some fantasy. Megria. I'm okay. Blood transfuser. That's a pretty cool topic. Any other suggestions? Blood transfuser. Blood harvester. Blood. Alright. Blood transfuser and blood harvester. A very morbid morning. It's an interesting thing, the whole you give me a topic. It's a fascinating fascinating setup. Hey Bob Shimizu, how's it going? Rollamancer, what up? So we got a blood harvester, blood transfuser, or actually blood transfusion, blood harvester, Minotaur assassin, carnivore pineapple tree, rock demon, and the marsh king, centurion centaur, soul archiver. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we can roll an 8. That's pretty cool. We will roll an 8 in 2 minutes. Or maybe we can do more. Who knows? I wonder, a D100. Topic number nothing. Zealin, yeah, that's the subtle. Your suggestions are not good enough. Arachnoid priest, that's cool. So then we got 9. All right, let's roll the topic. Let's roll the dice. That's an 11. That's a 12. That's a D10. All right, we roll a D10, and if it's 10, I choose. Let's see. 1, which is a blood transfuser by Mel. Okay. Cobra. Okay. What is a blood transfuser? So it's from body to body or source to source, right? A blood transfuser. That sounds like bat to me. a sort of vampire, maybe? Yeah. We're gonna do a vampire. It's um one of those days today, which is uphill. I'll do my best, uh, but it's not a good day. I kind of see this blood transfuser as almost like a vampire, almost like a human, but for some reason I wanted to feel like the wings are solid and at the same time not solid. That it's some sort of, not sure, ethereal maybe? Maybe it leaches your blood into another dimension. Not sure. But I kind of want to have it like some strange mosquito. How long does the videos last in your video tab? I think a month, and then they stop dropping off. If I'm going for a blood transfusion made by a sworn vampire, do I get some food before I leave? Is that a movie quote? Hey Miguel, how's it going? How are you today? Miguel. Miguel. The one and only my art. Yeah, my apologies for today. My energy is out. A bad night, and yeah, one of those days, like I said. But yeah, there's some good news being circulating around on Discord again. I love it. I love the fact that one after the other is bringing good news that all their hard work is paying off. Like Noonie right on chat here is Irina French. Uh, she got asked to be featured in Imagine Effects. Oh yeah, congrats, Irina. Miguel, Oro, it's your first CGMA class that you're gonna teach. It's nice. I remember those days a long time ago. That's so funny. I've done the CGMA for I think for 4 years. I taught a CGMA class. Thousands of students actually. Every term was full, so it was around 25 to 30 students for 4 years, plus all the additional, special events and things like that. It's crazy. So best of luck, Miguel, your CGMA course. Hopefully you'll have full classes with eager students that do their homework. Rollomancer, did you have any mentors in your career? No, I haven't not had any mentors. Sadly, I have not worked with anyone that's above my above me in skill wise. Sadly, or I haven't. I mean, I had like, I guess you could call him a mentor, but in Sweden, there is this thing you gotta do when you're like 15 is you go and practice a trade um, for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something, and I practiced at a illustrator place, but it wasn't really mentoring. It was just, you know, I guess I looked up to the person, but it wasn't mentoring to any degree at all, actually. Hey, Mast, 3 Rock. Cheers, man. Cheers. Uh, it's a shame you catch me on a bad day, but yeah, welcome. Glad that you could make it, and glad that you could that you've been watching offline. It means a lot. Every little stream becomes a river, right? But yeah, Rolo, no, I would have loved to have had a mentor. I mean, my career is not over at all, uh, but I am at a place in my career now where a mentor would have meant a lot uh, before this point, rather than from this point forward, which is a shame. To some kind of roundabout way, I've had mentors, but they have not been aware of it. Let's put it like that. I've been following and analyzing a lot of artists that I appreciate and uh, want to learn from, right? But they've not been aware that I've been analyzing their work, or me even looking at their work, right? But I've not had a. I would have loved to have one. It's one of the things I've regretted in my career. Like, yeah, I've worked on a lot of things. I've accomplished a lot of things so far in my career, but it's been all uh, like I've been alone in that journey, more or less. You know, in that sense, some people have this great uh, like interaction with better artists, and or 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 learn from them, or things like that, but I haven't had a chance actually. I had some friends that I met now and then in early, like early 2000s, 2010, between 2000 and 2010, that were really, really good. And we kind of hung out and talked, but that was not really, I wouldn't classify that as mentoring either. That was just really, really good and skilled artists hanging out. Uh, hey, Amir, how's it going? Hey, Brandon. Rollermancer, have you had a mentor? I would like to know what you think about being having a mentorship by an artist. Do you think it's something that's mandatory? Do you think that's it's a luxury? Do you think it's vital to the progression as an artist? For me, I can't say what it would mean to me, right? Because I haven't had one, so I can't answer those questions. And I don't know. I have probably been a mentor to a lot of artists, um, due to, like, let's say CGMA class and mentorship and through those kind of things. And I guess on Discord to some degree, but I wouldn't deem that as mentoring, or maybe it is mentoring. I have no idea. Hey, Crosshatch. Today's prompt is blood transfuser. Mel XQI XQL. I don't know which one. One. The prompt today. Uh, Crosshatch. I'm not from the Americas. No, I am Swedish. Pacobra. Ah, I'm a mentor for you guys. Oh, really, Travis? You had Professor Kant, Christopher Kant. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, he's a good artist. He's uh, a well-leveled guy, but he seems to be offline. I don't see him around anymore. Amir, my day. It's not a good day. Let's put it. Let's put it like that. It's yeah. Shit hits the fan. Brandon, really? That's cool. That's great. I know a lot of artists who have seeked out mentorship. I'm quite sure it can help a lot, especially if both parties agree at joining that relationship, and then you can really push, and then you have a very focused learning curve. Pocobra, oh, you did your first stream? That's awesome. That's great. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Crosshatch, as someone who's not from the West, getting work there seriously intimidates me. Well, the thing is, like, being a Swede is very different from being an American, socially, especially socially. And there's definitely a difference in culture and behavior. And I talked about that on a Firestarter um, panel discussion about networking and my experiences as a Swedish guy going into the industry and having to learn some certain behavioral things. Was a really strange experience, but all in all, it's really important um, to just kind of jump into the pool and start figuring out how you are versus how the industry expects you to be. But what's really important to remember is at the end of the day, if you put on like a front, people will see through that. People want to deal with cool people, regardless of from where they are or what their standings are in terms of, you know, education or location on the globe. No one, in the end of the day, nobody cares other than, are you a cool person to work with and do you do good work? So you shouldn't be too worried about trying to find work in the West, as in this industry and in this line of work, majority of what sells is the skill set, and of course of how good you are as a person and how it is to deal with you. Christopher Kant sunbathing in Phuket, yeah. Crosshatch. I am in not in Sweden. I moved away from Sweden since 2004, I think. So I'm not in Sweden anymore. I lived in UK for almost 10 years, and now I live in Latvia. Rollomancer. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So you didn't really have um, either, but due through to due due to osmosis from driven people, you kind of got the mentoring a little bit due to the fact that they pushed and made it, and you understood what was required, and you could follow suit, I guess. I think that's for a lot of people who haven't gone into mentoring programs. They've done the same. Like they've seen other people make it, and kind of get inspired and copy to some degree the behavior. You know. But it's an interesting point. Um, what if, for example, what if I would have had a mentor? Would it have made a would it have made a difference to my career? Most likely, it would have made a difference. If I probably would have learned things faster, like Brandon Crampton said. Like he evolved really fast. And who else was who said that they liked it and wanted more? Travis. Probably it's helped a lot and made you evolve faster and hone the skill set, because I assume the mentoring is an agreement between an artist that you admire stylistically and want to learn their mentality and trade secrets, I guess. So going into that relationship where you are actually engaging with an artist that stylistically you want to learn from. I think you can be an mentor as well, even if you're stylistically different. But the mentoring then wouldn't be about you learning their style, but you learning things that I guess is a little bit more abstract or fundamentals, I guess could also be one of them. It's a tricky one. It's an interesting topic, actually. Uh, Crosshatch, in your opinion, is the industry oversaturated? Of what? Hey, Spectre, how's it going? Steven, you think more people would succeed if they had mentors? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. in my experience as an educator for almost, well, 8 years now, is that it a lot of some of the students, a lot of the time, they don't have a drive. So I'm not sure if everyone would have a mentor, everyone would have made it, make it, because some people just don't care. Some people don't have the drive. Some people just do bare minimum. Where personally, I would never do bare minimum in any situation. I would strive to exceed, right? Because I guess that's my nature. I would not just kind of go, especially if you have like a mentorship. Uh, but then again, I can't make people care. Um, in a lot of students, I tell them, like you can do this, you gotta push through, these are the things you should work on, so on and so on, and yet they don't push through. I can't make them draw. So in the end, those students that behave like that, I would just go. Would give them all the opportunities, but I wouldn't waste energy on them if they don't put the energy in. Steven, yeah, about diving in, yeah, absolutely. That's what I've done. I haven't had a mentoring, and no one had helped me. I've taught myself. Travis, about you learned about studying the right way. That's great. Rollomancer, yeah, those things are great. Those things are great for longevity and like sense of belonging, and it can give you a lot of lessons and a lot of energy and a lot of push that's beside the tangible, this is how you draw, I'll teach you. Crosshatch, oversaturated by people who want to get in the industry. I mean, there's a lot of people who want to be in the industry in any line of work. Concept art has for a long time been niched, and now it's reaching more and more mainstream. So more and more average people want to join in, and what used to be is would be the diehard people would seek it out. The diehard people would try to evolve their skill set. The diehards would stand out, right? And all the other casual artists or the casual drive, I guess, people would not make enough of a footprint for to matter in the industry, or the drive to get into the industry, right? In early 2000s to 2010, there was a lot of artists who wanted to get into the industry uh, that really never really made it. They didn't really push through. Didn't really have the dedication, right? They just drew a little bit. Maybe it was due to socio-economic situations, or personal or mental, or that's beside the fact that they didn't push hard enough. Where the few who were actually eager to learn and eager to get into the industry, they made it, and it was a lot more of a tighter crowd. Where now there's a significantly more driven people and significantly more average people. Uh, Average, I mean, not as in like you will never be anything more than average, but average as in general standing, without, as is, you know. Crosshatch. I taught character design and design theory and sketch techniques and so on. Spectre, that's interesting. Hey Morphia, how's it going? Gria, yeah, exactly. Uh, that's the difference, I think, between certain people. Certain people realize the fact that they are in a extremely unique situation and they should take a hold of it. Some people don't understand, or some people don't care. So when they are in a situation like some of my students over the years who are who have an opportunity to learn, to ask questions, like I think it was like every week you or 1 hour they can ask any question they want. There was a few people who came and asked questions. All of them made it, more or less. All of them are working in the industry now. Those who didn't come, I see some of them on the they some of them made it, but those were already good and they maybe didn't have time for Q&A. But nevertheless, those people who wanted to learn, they learned and they skyrocketed and they're all professional. Crosshatch, why I don't upload these daily sketches? Because why should I put these on Instagram? They are on the Firestarter forum. There's an archive if you want to go back in the history and look at them. But there's no point in me putting up a 30-minute doodle on Instagram and expect people to be wowed. uh, Unfortunately, I tried doing that a while back and no one cares. It's like, wow, that's cool for 30 minutes, I guess. There's no interest in when you take the drawing in isolation and put it on online. There's not a lot of impact to be gained, right? This stream, I think the one of the fun things is this interaction, the fact that I'm drawing off the cuff, making things up as I go along with your prompt. Uh, if you see this picture and then 10 other 30-minute warm-ups next to each other on Instagram, you don't know the correlation or why it's there or why they should why there's a, you know. Hey Joker, how's it going? Jocke. Pacobra, absolutely. Instant gratification is a huge issue with not getting that Instagram, social media, Insta feedback. Right, art takes, let's say, a year to. You can see progression in a year, clear progression in a year. You can't see it next week. Crosshatch, maybe, but I see no point in posting these doodles on Instagram unless there's a good twist to it or there's a good um, idea behind why share it, or in a sense, because it's like I said, people don't care, people don't read, so they just see a picture, and when they see the picture, they go, oh, that's a, I guess, nice sketch, but they don't understand the reason behind how they're made and so on. Hey, Ninja Boy, Deluxe. Travis, if I ever do mentorship, sign you up. Yeah, I was supposed to have mentorship set up this year, but my daughter had her medical situation, and all those plans went out the window. But I'm thinking more and more of actually starting up like a Patreon school of sorts. Uh, Things are leaning more and more towards that. Um, I need to sit down and kind of configure it, but yeah, I've been approached by a lot of different schools for going back to teaching, but I'm thinking that it's pretty messed up that they earn most of the money and I do all the work. So I'm contemplating on just setting it up myself. Um, yeah, we'll see. How would I do it? I would have courses that you pay for. Um, if you just want the content or you want feedback and stuff, you obviously pay me for the time of giving feedback and mentoring and all that. So I was thinking of doing like each step of the way of designing and design theory and techniques and things like that, so you can pick and choose kind of. That's kind of my overall idea, and a mentoring aspect attached to it, right? So if you do it, you can get feedback, or you can do it and just don't show. Crosshatch. After learning how to draw and paint, can you give some tips on how to choose what to specialize in? If I tell you to sit and draw something that makes you happy. If you can give me an answer to that, there's your answer. Like if you tell me to draw, I will most likely draw a character or something with a personality or a monster. Those are the things I would draw for sure. And I know that if I specialize in that, I'm good to go. You know. Joker. Well, it's not really nice. This is a shit drawing, but thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. This is today is not a good day, and yeah, the drawing reflects that. But nevertheless, it's just one of those days. Tomorrow is a new day. We got this, fam. Spectre. I mean, school per se, and you doing your own thing. There's no difference depending on how you set it up. It's the fact that just a school would have a higher reach because it's more known. Crosshatch. The values could be better. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, the problem is, I can tell you already why the values are shit. If we do it like this, there's no clear volume. It's all just messy. Like if I would want to correct it, I would darken there. Uh, and separate the value groups a little bit better. This quick fix obviously isn't this better, but you can see the difference just by arranging the values a little bit more. But like I said, it's one of those days where just, I'm not even care. I don't even care about what I'm drawing at the moment. It's warm up with a sombrero. Oh yeah. Travis, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm contemplating. I'm really contemplating on going into the Patreon route. with courses and classes and content, and yeah, we'll see. Spectre. Udemy, maybe. Udemy, maybe. I'll look into it. But then again, like I said, they take the money. I have I have connections. I can get a class tomorrow. It's not the That's not the problem of getting in touch with the school. The problem is the school takes majority of the money, and 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 I do majority of the work. So if I do all the hard work, why am I not getting the money? Like, because I have to create the class, I have to record the class, I have to set it all up, I have to give the feedback, I have to give the painovers, I have to give individual student care and attention, and I get only a percentage of that from a school, right? If I would do that myself, I would get 100% of that. Where, let's say arbitrarily, school would maybe give me 40% of all that, and they take 60. Why is that? Regardless of that, and more other schools like these click and play schools that you can get like Udemy or whatever, they take also a percentage, and it's like, why are you doing that? But that's because I guess you pay a percentage for reach, so you have to gamble that. Like, would I get 30 students if I would do it myself? Would I have 2 students? Would 2 students give me as much money as 30 with percentage lost? You know. Crosshatch. I taught at CG Master Academy for 4 years, around 2010 to 2014. I had a character design class with design theory. Gria, yeah, I agree. Rollermancer, about what Feng Zhu did, yeah, that's what he did as well. Balibanator, no, that's not the idea. DMT, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Skillshare. I'll look into Skillshare as well, but my suspicion is that they take a cut too. And probably like low level traffic, they take a huge percentage. The more traffic you get, they take less and less, but still it's gonna be like you. Spectre, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, he has done it for a long time, and it's a good setup, I think. Um, Crosshatch, if I'm rich, I'm not rich. Depends on what you mean rich. I'm a professional artist with 14-year experience, so I'm not cheap. I'm not a beginner, but rich. If I would ask my 10-year-old self growing up with a single parent household, yeah, compared to grown ups, I wouldn't say no. I'm not rich. Anyways, enough with this. Enough with this nonsense. If I'm a baller, I'm not a baller. Steven, nice one. All right, we're gonna raid Tim Remmers. Let's see what he's up to. Let's raid his lands. Gumroad is, I think, is the best, or Patreon with classes because of the system it's set up. All right, have a great one, everyone. Thanks everyone for coming. See you guys tomorrow. If you want feedback on any art, hashtag FF on Discord. Otherwise, have a good one. See you tomorrow. Toodles.